Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Board Game School's series on Magic Realm in Realmspeak. Today's episode is about Magic users and the mechanics of using Magic in Magic Realm. Just like the last episode, we're going to pick 4 characters, and this time they'll all be Magic users. And I already have a map here built that I think is pretty cool. It's got a nice pathway layout here that looks like it'll have the propensity for a lot of cool adventure and situations for us to get in. Alright, let me start by adding characters here. I'll start from the most simple one to explain, and we'll go to the most complex one to explain. I'll start with the wizard. And so the wizard is a good overall magic user. He can start with 2 spells, but he has 3 different types of magic that he can cast. He has type 2, type 3, and type 4. And I'll list these magics over here. Type 1 is white magic he doesn't have, which we saw in the episode with the White Knight in episode 3. Type 2 is gray magic, it's witch magic. Type 3 is gold magic, which is elven or fairy magic. Type 4, it's purple, is elemental, like a lightning and fire and elemental magic. And then there's a type 5, which he doesn't have, which is black magic, is evil magic. And then there are 3 types of magic beyond that that do not pair with a color magic as far as their own. They have to be paired with the first 5, the white, gray, gold, purple, and black. And they're type 6, type 7, and type 8, and they have their own, like, there's like charms, like curses and malefic spells, and then I forget, type 6 are the lore spells. Okay, so let's get into describing this here. So with a wizard, you only get to pick 2 spells, so you're basically picking between type 2, type 3, and type 4. And we'll do that right now. I'll hit OK. Let's go to he can start at the guardhouse. Use my normal setup here. Okay, so here's what happens with magic users, different than warriors and, you know, sword fighters, warriors, is that once you pick a magic user, it brings you up to this, you know, selecting a spell and enchanting your color magic. One thing I did, which I didn't show you, is the wizard normally doesn't start with 2 gold. There's a house rule that you can use in Realmspeak to switch it, so you exchange one of your move chits for a gold magic chit, so you get an extra one here. And this is important with certain magic users because in order to cast a spell, you'll see here there's this list of spells. And on each one of these spells, you can see the recipe, basically, like what you need to cast the spell. And so here, let's say like stones fly, this is like the witch magic, the gray magic here. It's like the magician can pull rocks off of the earth and they all fly at your enemy here. And it's a multiple attack, so you can attack multiple targets with this, and like fighting with a sword where you hit one monster or player per attack. Here with these magic users, some of these are multiple, which are great to do with, you know, whole squadrons of goblins or wolves that attack you in multiples. You can see here that it has it says the recipe at the bottom here, the requirements is a type 2 magic paired with gray, and right here we have 2 magics, and at the beginning here you can enchant your chits. So I can say I've got type 4, type 3, and type 2, and you can see them with the Roman numerals when I say the types. And if you watch the combat, you'll know that the numbers are the speeds of the ability to cast, just like when you swing a sword trying to beat something on speed, that these numbers indicate how fast the magic is being cast here. And like weapons, you can alert your magic to go even faster, to get a 0 speed and make it really quick. Now, the key here is that, like I said, you have to pair a type with a color. And so if I really wanted to use the Stone's Fly, I would start the game with enchanting this one to gray, this magic type 2, and leaving this one unenchanted. The reason is, instead of like this, is because you would want to enchant your chit to color whatever the type is using the slower one, so that you keep your fast one for the speed of the magic. And so that's how those work. And I'm gonna go in here. We have these type 2s which do some neat things. We have this type 3, this is the elven magic here, and then type 4, which is elemental magic, which I use for attack a lot. So Fiery Blast is a good start spell for any magic user that has at least two types of purple. You know, two purple chits or type 4 chits. So this has a type 4 and a purple magic, and of course I would enchant that at a speed of 3. Then this can be combined to cast Fiery Blast. I'm going to enchant the slower one of each of these just to start, because you can also, even if I'm not going to pick a gray spell, I can still use these two in combination to enchant hexes, and then when the hexes are enchanted, they emit color magic, and then you can not use your chits, but rather to enchant them into color, you can pull color magic from the hex, and we'll talk more about that later. So I got Fiery Blast for the wizard, and for a type 3, I need his attack, and this is his attack, and I tend to want to have, with magic casters, I want to have one spell that's at least a good offensive spell, and then we need another spell that's a defensive spell. And the reason why I did that exchange the move chit for an extra gold magic is because I want to use the Elven Grace, which changes my move capabilities so that I can have these M2 to run away. It's kind of like the ability that the Woods Girl has, you know, because I'm basically using Woods magic here with the gold. Alright, so that's our wizard user. Okay, and the next magic user I'm going to add is the sorcerer. This is my favorite character in all of Magic Realm. I tend to play this character most of the time, and he is primarily a type 4 magic user. He uses elemental magic almost exclusively, other than the fact that he has these type 6s which help him do some other tricks on top of elemental magic. He has an extra capability here, which is lore, so he rolls 1 dice instead of 2 for reading runes, which is important because reading runes can get you curses, and so by using 1 die instead of 2, it lowers the probability that you get cursed, and it raises the probability that you'll learn a spell from reading the runes a lot easier. This Aura of Power advantage that he has, he gets 1 extra spell phase, and so, you know, most characters have their 2 basic and 2 daylight phases. The sorcerer has this 1 extra spell phase, and this allows him to enchant his type chits into color magic a little bit easier per turn, so it makes him a really powerful caster. Let's look at his spell choices here. So I'll hit OK. Starts at the N, and we'll go in here. Now you can see here, look at all the magic this guy has. And when I talked to you about the wizard, I talked about you pair magic, so you can see here we enchant the slower ones here because we're going to pair the slower ones with the faster ones. Enchant the slower ones. We have the capability to basically cast 3 spells right out the gate with these 3 enchanted to color magic. And then these are all type 4, and then these ones over here are type 6 that do not have a color type but can be paired with color type. So we're going to pick spells that match with purple from the 6. So from the type 4 and the elemental magic here, you see few of these are really, you know, these are aggressive spells. You got this Fiery Blast, which I'm going to pick. It starts out with light, and it can get all the way up to tremendous with 3 sharpness stars. And because it's a missile, you have to roll dice for every shot, and then it's multiple. So for every character you shoot at, you roll a missile roll, and it goes up and down from this tremendous hit. So sometimes you can raise it to tremendous, 1 above tremendous or 2 above tremendous, but you can also lower it down to L by minusing 2. Depends on how you roll on the missile table. And so this isn't a guarantee, but it's because you're fighting multiple, there's some mechanics that are play balancing here, so you don't just get to blast everything and kill it. Those missile rolls help you gauge risk here. So I start with Fiery Blast. There's a Lightning Bolt, which is not multiple, you can only shoot it from the mountain, but you can see here it starts with M, so this goes above tremendous. So this is hitting one really powerful, but you have to be up on a mountain clearing to do it. So this is a great one to find later in the game if you can find a magic book that has type 4 spells in it. And this roof collapses, which is great for being in the caves, and drops, rocks from the ceiling. And we'll go to type 6 here, because like I said with the wizard, I want one really good offense spell, attack spell, and then I need defensive spells. And the one I always use with the sorcerer is this Melt into Mist, which is one I use with the magician, you'll see too. And this one's great because you cast it before you get into battle, and then you don't have to worry about the speed when you get into a battle. As long as you have purple magic, you can fatigue a purple. It's basically like having a 0 speed at the beginning of combat, and it's like instead of his running by using his move chits with, because he doesn't have a lot of low move, speed, high speed move chits. He can't run from a lot of the monsters, and so using this mist spell is really cool because you can just poof basically in the mist and escape combat that's too powerful for you, or if you run out of magic. The negative side about Melt into Mist though is that it's always charged when it's near purple magic, so if you get in a hex that's charged purple, or if it's a purple magic day, your character just turns into mist, and this is a permanent spell unless you find a way to break the spell. And so it goes away every day, and at the new bird song it becomes uncharged, so you can still be normal, but you have to be wary of going into places or getting purple magic around you, because you don't get to control it once it's on you. If there's purple magic near you, items that emit purple magic, you just turn into mist whether you want to or not. So that's a little play balance on that one too. And finally, Transform. This is one that I also use with the magician. It's great with the sorcerer. This can change big monsters into something else. You can use it on yourself because of the lower rels. You can turn into a dragon, you can turn into a lion, you can turn into an eagle. You can still have good attack. But the top three most, the higher die rolls, which are more probable, are a bird, a squirrel, and a frog. And so if you can, you run into giants or big monsters that you can't take on real easy, you could use Transform spell on them. And it's one of these type 6 mixed with a purple, and that'll change the monster into that creature. You have to kill the monster because, like the Melt to Mist, it's a permanent spell. So if you don't kill the monster, this gets locked up in that monster, and you have to go back and charge it again and try to kill it because it'll get locked up. So that's another play balance. You can't just go around the whole map transforming things at will. You basically get one creature per transform. So that's some play balancing there. Okay, that's the sorcerer. Let's add the next one here I'm going to add is the magician. Now the magician needs a little bit of explanation here because the magician has the most versatile knowledge of magic. He has type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5, which so it's the gray, gold, elemental, and black magic. He starts with these magic chits, and he also has a type 6, type 7, and type 8, which aren't color, but they are types of magic. Malicious magic, charms, and I always forget what 6 is. 6 is some sort of lore magic. And the issue with the magician is even though he can learn a lot of spells, I'll hit OK here, he doesn't have any matching color magic. So it's no good to start picking from gray magic, gold, type 4 purple, or type 5 black. It's no good to pick from these really unless you can mix them. There's one here that's like type 5 with gray, so if you chanted that gray, and some of these you can mix because they're not perfectly type 5 and black or type 4 and purple. Some of these mix different colors. But since he doesn't have a pair, there's not two type 5s, one you can turn black and match with type 5, or a type 4 and you match with your chanted purple. It's no good to start him out with these spells because he can't really cast them unless he finds an external source, like waiting for the day when the magic is everywhere. It's not a reliable strategy to start him with these type 2 through type 5. And so what you do is you use these charms magic types here, type 6, 7, and 8, that pair with the colors that are available here. So we enchant these to start, and then what I usually do with him is I use the transform and the melt to mist like the sorcerer, but these lock you up. And so I also go up to type 8 here, and I use this with the gray. So I have a 6 with purple, so here's my 6 with purple, which would lock that 6 up. And then I wouldn't be able to cast Melt to Mist, but because I'm using Remedy, which I can cancel it by using this type 8 with the gray, I can break the transform and switch to Melt to Mist, or break the Melt to Mist and switch to transform. This is a way to get the magician to be able to start casting magic. And then as you start adventuring and you find artifacts that are type magic or artifacts that have color magic, if you find one of these, you know, either a color source or a type source, if you have a type source item, then you can enchant one of these, or if you have a color magic item, you leave that, and then you have a pair, and that gives the magician a wide variety of different kind of games that you end up playing. So he's fun once you learn how to use him. Okay, let's see here. I'm not going to enchant any magic chits. Yes, I'm done. Or I should have, actually. Let's see here. And one more. I'm going to add one more, and we will... I'm going to pick the Pilgrim. This Pilgrim's a difficult character to play. He's kind of a weaker character. I mean, if he gets weapons, he actually has like a heavy move and these medium fights, and they're pretty fast. He's got like a M2, so if you pair him with a weapon, he's actually almost like be a warrior to a certain degree, because he has a medium vulnerability. You get him a piece of armor and a weapon, and it's almost like he's like the captain or the swordsman. He's got fast stuff going on here, but he has this magic capability, and it's 2 type 1, so he's a white magic user. He can start at the chapel there, like the white knight, and I'm going to show you something here. If we go to his magic, start him at the chapel here, he has one type 7, and then he has these type 1 spells, and it'd be good, you know, there's some things here you can do that are aggressive, like control bats. Like, it's common to run into bats, so you could basically cast this type 7 with, it says any color, so you could cast it with, you know, the white. You can control bats and basically use bats like hirelings, and then have the bats attack things, but they only have a medium fight. I've tried a lot of games with this, and so what I found recently is that, and it's not something I used to choose a lot with other magic characters, but there's this thing called Small Blessing here. So you get 1 wish. It says 6 different outcomes. There's a way to teleport with a wish. You roll a die, and you get whatever comes up. So it's kind of like a randoms thing. But with wishes, you can. It's basically like you can make whole, because it'll heal all your chits. Is possible with this one. So instead of picking this one, this is one possible thing that can happen. You can get this. I wish for strength, which makes your it makes your attack tremendous, like the next attack you do. And that's why I use this, is because you basically have this ability to be able to kill big monsters if you roll properly on this. It's a risky, it's not like a, you know, it's a random, it's not as much strategy as it is random, but I'll show you how it goes. Maybe he'll get killed quickly, we'll find out. Okay, so there's our 4 magic users, and I'm going to just quickly go through the victory points here. They're going to be uniform across all of them, and we'll just see how they go. But I'll explain it. When we set up the victory points here, Great Treasure is just find one of those treasures that has the Great Treasure red dot on it. Usable spells, this is something you didn't see with the warriors in the last episode. If you pick 1 usable spell, if you put 1 victory point usable spells, it means you have to learn 2 spells during the game in order to get your victory point requirement, and that's what I'm going to do with all of these. Fame, I put 1 in fame, 1 in notoriety, and one in gold, so you need 10 fame, 20 notoriety, and 30 gold, and we'll just put that across all of them, and I'll fade to the post setup of that. Alright, let the games begin. And if I started correctly here, okay, we have the sorcerer and the magician start at the inn, and the inn is down here. The pilgrim starts at the chapel, and I have the wizard start at the guardhouse, which is he's friendly with the guards here, so it gives us a little variety of where the characters are starting. and let's get going. Let's start with the sorcerer, and we're down here at the inn, and just like I always like to do, I'll check the trade on seeing what the rogues are carrying. I already have my purple magics charged up. I didn't do it with the magician, but we don't have to worry about that right off the bat. And I'm going to just move the sorcerer out into the cliff area here, cliff clearing 2, and hide twice just to ensure he gets hidden. And I'm going to leave the daily combat on. Now, you saw in the episode 3 I was shutting these off. Well, you'll see that with the sorcerer and the magician, because I'm casting Melt to Mist or something, you know, as a possibility to set up, because I don't want to try to cast it if I'm in a rush in a battle and a monster's too fast for me to cast a spell. I'm preparing it, and that's what this daily combat is useful for here, so you'll see that in action. Okay, so I've done trade, move, hide for the sorcerer. I'm not using, you see here it has still has his extra spell cast phase. I'm not using it because I'm fully enchanted up here, but you can see that that extra phase is available, which is why that isn't great, you know, read out here. So it's asking me, you still have a phase record you want to send anyway? It's reminding me I have more phases. And I said, yeah, I'm not using it. Alright, over here at with the pilgrim at the order with the chapel. There's a white magic present from the chapel. I will just trade with the knights just to see what they have, and I'll walk out here into the woods, and I'm going to hide twice just to tuck away and see what goes on. And we will also see what we can get with the wish. I'll just see if we can get one of the wishes going, and we'll commit to that. Let's see the wizards over here at the guardhouse. I'm going to trade. I'm going to go over here to the other clearing and hide twice, because I don't want to move and hide once. I'm going to hide twice, and I'm going to move and hide twice here on the next turn, because the wizard is, it's a careful, the strategy I have with his spells is very careful, so I have to be particularly careful at the beginning of the game while I'm exploring. Alright, we'll commit to that. Now here's the magician. This is something that we haven't covered yet in the other tutorials that I'm covering now, which is hiring denizens. And this is something that you should do with the magician at the beginning of the game, because he's light vulnerability. You can see here he has nothing. He has no weapons, he has no armor. He's a light character. And almost every creature, even the weakest creature in this game, can cause a hit and kill this guy. And so I'm going to do 3 higher phases and a hide. And we're going to see if we can get some rogues hired here. Get at least 2, maybe we'll get lucky and have 3. And then I'll have a team of guys that'll go with me into combat, and then I can use my type 6 magic to do things, and then have them hack away at the creatures for me until we find some items that will power him up from his basically very weak position as a character. The magician is a hard mode character for Magic Realm. Okay, let's commit to that, and let's just see how this goes. Yes, he has an extra alert phase. The great thing about the magician's alert phase is you can alert magic just like you can alert weapons. And the magician, his alert actually does not fatigue a chit. So you know, when you alert, whether you use the alerted chit or not, it will fatigue when it comes to magic. And the magician's, one of his special abilities is that you can alert as many chits as you want, and then if you don't use them that night, you don't have to rest them the next day to get them back. They will just flip back to their ready state, which is a great play balance considering that he's as weak as he is. So you're going to send that anyway. Yeah, so here we go. Let's get started. Pilgrims over here at the chapel. I'm going to see what the order has. They have a map of the Lost Castle, ancient telescope, which is great for peering, and a bunch of heavy weapons, which I can't carry, and armor and horses here. So we know at least what the items are. And we'll move out into Linden Woods. Hide once is successful, and these will flip in the evening phase here. And we'll leave daily combat on so I can do my spell. Magician, let's see if we can hire some of these rogues here. So you're finally seeing this. Play next. Hire witch. I'm going to hire this rogue here, rogue 7. It says the base hiring is 1 gold. Let's see what they give me here. This is important for you to know here. It's asking if I want to buy the drinks for the rogues, but they're already friendly, so it's probably not good to buy them drinks. And look what they want. They want 8 gold for the drink. To buy them all drinks is going to cost 8 gold. It's going to reduce my ability to hire. Because they're already friendly, I'm going to say, nah, I don't have to buy you guys drinks. And it's so I'm saving my gold for the hiring phase here. Magician chose not to buy drinks. You can hire Rogue 7 for 4 gold. So, okay, yeah, we will hire him. See if we can do it again. There is... Do I want to rehire him, which would make him go past 2 weeks, I imagine. These contracts are for 2 weeks, so 14 days. I'm going to say, okay, I just want to hire another one. It's asking me, you can hire the Rogue 6 for 4 gold. So I do have enough. I just have 6 left, so yeah, I'll hire him. Let's see if I can get one more here. I already got these 2. Hire this for base 1 gold. Oh, okay. We got lucky here. Sometimes they're too expensive here. You can hire Rogue 5 for 2 gold, so I'm going to get 3 rogues. This is perfect for the magician. So I get a whole team of guys here to hack away at things, and let's go find some treasure. Yes, I'll hire. And so that was a great... This isn't common. Usually I get 2. 3 is pretty lucky, so lucked out there. We have 3 rogues. I'll hide. Not that I need to, but... okay, so that's a good start here. Let's store the wizard. Let's trade. Let's buy. What do they have here? Map of the ruins and the toadstool ring. This is a great magic item because this gives it an extra spell phase. And the wizard, unlike the sorcerer, does not have the 5th extra enchant phase. If I'm not going to be able to buy this right off the bat, they'll probably double that price to at least 18. But I could come back and buy this and then activate it and wear it, and then I would have this extra spell phase just like the sorcerer, so it would allow me to use an extra action to try to charge chits or enchant hexes. So this is very useful for any spellcaster. If the sorcerer gets it, he has a 6th phase. You can imagine having 2 extra spell phases. It would make him extra powerful. So I'll be back to get that if possible. Buy drinks? No. And let's go out to the Cursed Valley. I'm not going to go into the forest because I want to use 1 move and 2 hides if I can. So he'll get out and adventure next turn. Okay, Sorcerer. Here's our most powerful character of this game. Just going to see what the rogues have to buy. Magic Spectacles. This is great. This is actually even helpful in caves because even though you only have 2 activities in the caves, you use the basic cycle. Using these Magic Spectacles gives you an extra search, so you could basically move and hide and then do a search. So it's kind of giving you an extra activity in the caves as if you're only using search. So I might come back and get that. Here's a Scroll of Nature. This is okay. I gotta remember this for the magician here because, like I said, the magician doesn't have anything to pair. But this Scroll of Nature, not only does it have 4 spells that you can learn. You can see it says Awaken 04. You can learn 4 Type 2 spells. This acts like a Type 2 chit also. This scroll itself is a magic item. You can enchant it, like I can actually enchant this to gray because it's Type 2. And because the magician has a Type 2, basically if the magician gets this item, he can enchant this and use the Type 2, or enchant his Type 2 and cast this as a Type 2 chit. So, and it's probably better to leave enchant the Type 2 here because this has a 0 speed. All these items that are types, they have a 0 cast speed. So this always is almost like having an alerted magic. So we got to get back here and buy this for the magician, so he'll have enchant capabilities too for the hexes, because then he'll be able to flip hexes and turn them into magic for external sources for other things. So this really opens up his game. Now, and we're going to go move to the cliffs, hide. That's the sorcerer hiding here, and then done. And this is just the end of the magician's turn here. Has these 3 hires, and then those are the other rogues that aren't hired here, all hanging out at the inn. And we are going to have to assign those to him at the beginning of next turn here. So, oh yeah, it's the daily combat still on for the wizard. Don't need to prepare any of these. These both go pretty fast, so I'm going to turn daily combat off for the wizard. Now here's the daily combat use for the sorcerer here. So you can see here my castable spells. There's Fiery Blast, there's the Melt to Mist, and there's the Transform. I'm going to prep the Melt to Mist. The sorcerer has enough Type 6 and Type 4 that he can get both of these going at the same time, unlike the magician. I don't have to switch back and forth. But what I'm doing here is I'm preparing Melt to Mist because I could run into a monster unhidden, and that monster might be too fast for the speed of my Type 6 chits, and so I'm preparing it now. And you'll see when I prepare it, it's asking me, hey, which one do we want to cast now? You can see the speed here, they're all Type 4s, there's a speed 6, I'm using the slowest one, because once that's charged, I could just have to play a color chit at any point, and it's like beating them on speed every time, because you can play a color chit, you can fatigue one to power that Melt and Mist before we even get into the attack part of the round. So this gives your magic user a vast incentive in front of the monsters here. So we're going to use the slowest magic here, this 6 at speed of 6, a Type 6 at a speed of 6, and that'll lock that up. Just target ourselves. You can see I'm targeting myself. Hit this. It's doing the ambush rules here. It's weird how even when you're alone you can get discovered. I'm not quite sure if this is just legacy stuff here. It shouldn't do this ambush roll when you're alone versus monsters, but maybe you're stumbling around trying to hit yourself with a spell and you become unhidden to cast it. I don't know. But so I became unhidden. Doesn't matter, I'm mist, so I can walk through anything at this point now. You can see how I look like mist, and then in the morning this will go away, but you'll see that it's charged here. So next, and I'll end the combat round, and we'll go back and I'll show you his situation here. Okay, so I'm also using the daily combat with the pilgrim. I'm going to turn it off after this round, but here's the small blessing. We'll see what it gets here. Like I said, this rolls on a dice 6. Let's see what we can do here. View tables on wishes. So this is what you can get here. This one's fun. If you get a roll of 1, it says I wish you will elsewhere. You can teleport to anywhere. And if you were able to get there's a magic item called the magic wand where you can control the die roll. So imagine if you had the magic wand and the lucky charm, which makes it so you only have to roll 1 dice. Then you can control this like pressing a button. So you cast that wish, and then you can say I wish I were elsewhere, and I can literally make him appear anywhere on the board. But when you start, you're rolling 2 dice, so this is a hard one to hit. But then I wish you were elsewhere is not transporting yourself, but if there's somebody else in the clearing with you, you can send them anywhere. That's fun. Vision is great because you try to find treasure sites, and you're basically looting, and then you just see what you get. You're like, oh, I rolled a 4, I picked the 4th card from the bottom, and you're like, surprise, this is what I just looted, it was what I found in the treasure site. With this vision, you can pick the treasure sites anywhere in the realm, and it'll just show you all the cards, all the treasures that are in a site. So this is like having a massive advantage when you get to use it, because you'll know, like, oh, I don't even want to go there, there's no treasures for me to use. This gives anybody who's able to cast this a big advantage on knowing where the treasure cards are. Wish for Peace ends combat. This is a way to get out of trouble if you can pull that off. Wish for Health. This is just like the Make Whole. It just rests everything. You're completely wounded and fatigued. You can get this and everything refreshes. And then this is the one I want to get. Is Wish for Strength, because it says the next fight chit or gloves card you play inflicts tremendous harm. So this makes this character here, this pilgrim, which seems like a peaceful character, you get 1 hit at tremendous, and so this at least gives him the capability to do some damage, like the White Knight here. So we're casting that spell. We'll just see what we get. Type 1 at a speed of 4 with the white enchanted color magic, so we're combining that 1 with the white. Hit next, spell target ourselves, hit next. Hey, I stayed hidden as ambush rule. Wish for a vision. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to be able to spy what's in the locations. So let's see. See here, it has 2. There's the first group, and then there's too many, so there's a number 2 to show you the second ones here. I have no idea where any of these are now, so it's kind of anybody's guess. You can even look at what, if you haven't been to the chapel, you can spy on the items. I can see what the Lancers are carrying, the Bashkars are carrying. But let's pick a high one here. Let's see. Pool has 9. Karen's has 7. Lair has 7. Let's look in the lair. So in the lair, these are the treasures. See how handy this is here. So we have the Eye of the Idol, which is type 2. Girdle of Energy. This is great. This is one I explained. I explained that you can find items to give yourself 3 asterisks instead of 2 per round. This is the Girdle of Energy, allows you that. So then you could have like using a 2 asterisk attack fight chit and then still use one of your single asterisks to move out of the way. So that's a great advantage. Handy gloves, Crypt of the Night. This has treasures inside of it. 7 League boots. This is handy because you move T5, which means you can carry anything. You can carry the heaviest items with move T5. It's a tremendous carry and gives you an extra move phase. So instead of 4, you could move 5. And the good book. This is something this pilgrim wants here. It's a type 1 spells, and since he has a type 1 chits, I can learn the spells in this book. So we should find where the layer is here, and hopefully we'll get this. And maybe this. This is good, fighting M3. It's like having an M3 fight chit, but you with no asterisks to spend. If you're a light character, like the magician, and you have this, it allows you to carry medium weapons, medium weight weapons, so that's also handy. So you can see here that wish spell is going to help him out in a myriad of ways here. Alright, next, end. And it's moved on to the next day here. So where did we end up? The magician. Now here's the important thing. This is why you don't move away from your hirelings after you hire them, because you need to assign them in the beginning. It'll warn you. Realmspeak will give you a warning. Thank you, Robin Warren. Oh, which by the way, I misnamed Jay Richardson as the creator of Realmspeak last video. DoKid, which is his BGG forum name, his name is Robin Warren. It's a big faux pas on my part. I apologize for that. It's Robin Warren. Robin Warren created Realmspeak, and I can tell you right now, if he had not created this, I probably would not have learned Magic Realm, because I wouldn't have purchased the game, the box, and I don't know if I'd have spent the time, maybe even in Tabletop Simulator. Like being able to play with it here in Realmspeak is the reason why I know how to play Magic Realm. And then it compelled me to learn how to do it manually. Okay, so like I said, let's assign the rogues here. So we have to, in order to do this, it's not in this list of icons. We have to go down here to our tabs, and this one in the middle, kind of in the middle, says hirelings. You click that. It's showing us what we have here. This is a UI for this, and you just click on it, and it's saying, it doesn't have anybody, this is the owner, but it's not saying who to follow. And maybe if you're the owner, you can tell them to follow somebody else who's in the clearing. Maybe you could do that. You can say, I hired you, follow that guy. I haven't done that yet. I imagine that's within the probability of things you can do. Showing the terms here, so we have 13 days left. You get 2 weeks. I'm going to assign him, and then you just pick the magician, go to the next one, assign, pick the magician, and so on. And now they'll follow me into the day here, which is what we want to do here. And we need to go look at this statue, and the statues, there's a statue, an altar, and a shrine are like similar places. They just have different types of spells. So I'm going to look on the setup chart here and check the statue. If we go down, see altar, shrine, and statue. It has the imp. So if I go here, and you can see what type of spells are on the runes here. And so this actually, the statue is better for the magician than the other magic users because he has type 8, type 7. He's 2 type 7 and type 8 spells. And the sorcerer doesn't even have type, he only has type 6. So learning spells off of this is only for the magician this game. So this will be good for him to learn spells and get his victory point requirement, and maybe we'll get something useful from the treasures here. The imp might show up. He's a weaker character. He can curse us, though. He has this type 8 curses at a speed of 2, so reach a 17. He can cause some trouble, especially if he hits us with one of the curses that makes it so we can't heal or use our chits. So we have to be careful with this guy. But I think I'm going to send the magician there to start searching right away here. So let's move him. I'm going to do 2 search phases and hide. And let's see how that goes. And then let's move on to the sorcerer. I'm going to move on from this. I'm going to move the sorcerer away from the statue since it doesn't have types that I'm looking for here, types of spells. hide at the campfire. Maybe we'll run into some denizens. Move to cliffs, and Linded Woods 5, and the Magician. Alright, so we're moving to the cliff here. You'll see I've got my rogues in tow. And do a search, see if we can find the statue. So now we're going to try to find that statue and loot it and learn some spells. Now I'm at the Pilgrim here. I'm moving to the Borderlands. It's a little bit risky since I don't have my magic prepared. I'm going to rest it, get that out of fatigue, and hide. Okay, phew, I'm hidden. Dragons might show up in this hex too. And let's go to the Wizard here. And he's finally adventuring out into Pine Woods. Pine Woods 4, Pine Woods 2. Hide once, successful. Starting the next day. Okay, so what I should do, in case we run into something here, is I need to actually charge up my magic. So let's do... The way it works here with charging chits is that you have spell phases in order to charge them, but your first one isn't just a spell phase. It's called Spell X, and this is basically starting to meditate. It's like you have to use one of your actions to kind of meditate, concentrate, focus, and then you do a second one, and then this actually creates the color magic if you can enchant. This is how you either enchant your chits into color magic, or if you have color magic and type matched, you can do these two, the meditate and then finally cast and enchant a hex, and you pull the magic out of the hex here. These tiles that I redesigned, you see here, they have these little symbols that weren't on the original artwork, and this was a request from the BGG community saying we wanted little symbols that show the color that it becomes. If you want to see what these become, you can hold shift when your pointer is over a hex here, and so this one will become purple magic if it's enchanted. So if I hit shift, you'll see here purple magic, and it's like this purple lightning everywhere. You can see like any of these clearings, will charge purple magic here. So this is a cool thing. The thing that's neat about the forest hexes, the woods hexes, is that the woods tiles, is that when you enchant them, they become gold magic, but then the forest changes shape. So if we enchant this one, you'll see here that the clearing changes. This is a neat little fun feature, play mechanic in Magic Realm. So this starts to open up the game when you use magic users, because all sorts of neat dynamics happen here. Alright, so I'm charging, let's go back here, I'm charging up, let's see, spell, meditate, and spell phase here, and I'm going to do another one, and then hide, and we'll see, I'm not searching the statue this time. And then, with the Wizard, I'm wondering if we should take on these ghosts here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the Wizard into a little bit of a combat here, and we'll see how this spell works out, and I'll show you how my strategy works with him. My magic already here. So I'm going to move here, I'm going to hide twice to make sure I get hidden, and then I'm going to alert. So I can take this type 4, which is speed of 3, which is probably enough to beat him here, but if they flip, they go to speed of 2. But if you alert magic, they become 0 speed. It's like instant. So the incentive to enchant your speed, the incentive to alert your type magic chits that aren't converted to color is very high, because it really gives you the first attack. So we're gonna watch that happen here. See how I do. Alright, the Sorcerer, let's get... Yeah, I used this to cast the Melt to Mist. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna show you. So let's go over here into the spell. You see here that my type 6, which used to be here, I had a 6, 4, type 6, and I had another type 6, and it was 4, 5, and 6 speed. One of them has been removed from my, it would probably be sitting right here. It's been removed from my chit list because it is in a bewitching spell, basically, that is locking it to this Melt and Mist, and it stays here until I dissolve or remedy, break this. Maybe I can find a potion or a shaman to break it for me. But it is permanent until I break that spell. And because I cast it, and it used one of my purple magic, I fatigued the purple to do it, I have to not only rest this, but also, so it's like I have to do a rest phase to put this back to normal, and then I have to do a two spell phases in order to get it back to charge to purple. This is how the magic users have to pay for their craft. Move this guy over here, and I'm going to rest. And I could do this, but it's not going to help me because I need 2, and I only can do 1. So we'll have to use it on the next turn. Okay, Magician, spell prep. Okay, which one? You can see here it's asking me. I've done 2 spell preps here in a row, or spell prep and spell. Now it's asking me which one do I want to charge. I want the purple one first, since that gives me the melt to mist and the transform capability. And then we'll also charge the type 3. Okay, it's the Pilgrim's turn. I'm getting him out of trouble. Doing 2 spell phases so we can enchant this type 1 at a speed of 6 back to white magic, so I can cast that wish if I want to again. And I'll turn on daily combat and we'll see what we can get from that anyway. Cast a spell, let's see what we get this time. And am I gonna get my wish to have a tremendous hit? Yes! Alright, here we go. Rolled a 6, wish for strength. Now watch. He gets this harm T, and this stays with me even past the night phase here. Some of the spells, they just, they evaporate in the morning, but once you cast this harm T stays with me until I strike a creature. And so now I've given my Pilgrim a chance to really kill something huge. Alright, so here we go with the wizard. Let's see some real magic fighting here. I'm not going to lure these guys. I'm basically doing what you saw with the Woods Girl in the combat episode. I'm going to try to snipe these guys, but if I shot one at a time with Fiery Blast, if I just took a shot at one, I can do the ambush roll and stay hidden. One of the play balance things is that if you use Fiery Blast and you hit multiple targets, you're firing way too much magic. You're going to be shooting fire multiple directions, and it basically reveals your location, because you're just, people are going to, monsters or players are going to look. They're going to be like, where's that coming from, and see the source of the firing. And so in order to get an ambush and stay hidden, and you're only going to have to target one at a time, and then you can get the same benefit as the ambush roll with the Woods Girl. But we're going to try to take these guys both out at the same time. But before we jump the gun here and start firing Fiery Blast, I need my method of escape, and this is why I use the Elven Grace. So I'm casting a spell for the first round, so I can change my medium chits, which I have move chits that are medium 4, which are not fast enough to get away from this guys, but then they'll change the medium types to speed 2, which is like basically being able to run as fast as the Woods Girl. So I'm casting this first, have my gold source and my type 3 mixed to do it, which is what it requires. Target myself, and we'll see. This is one that also could reveal me because I'm casting a spell, and hopefully I stay hidden. If not, I might be. If not, I mean, they're going to be able to see me next round. I might just run away. But if this is successfully cast and I stay hidden, then I'll take a shot with Fiery Blast. I'm discovered, so there was a 6 roll. So by trying to cast it, I got ousted here, and so that's the first round. So in the second round, I'm not gonna. I might be able to. I don't know. I might get killed here. Let's see. Go next. See, here's the point where I would run away, and you see now that these have turned blue. All of my move chits have gone from their normal like 4 and 5. I think they're now all they're all M2s, which is the benefit of using that Elven Grace. I could run away here. I could still. Here's the thing: if I cast the Fiery Blast, you see I've got my alerted magic at 0 speed, so I'll beat them on speed and hit them first. But if I get a bad missile roll, which is basically hit either of the dice or a 6 on both of them, it's not going to kill them, and then I might get murdered. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to opt out here because I want to be safe. I'm going to hit my M2. I'm going to run away for now, and we will come back and fight them with the. Try that again, except for try to not get unhidden here, and I've used up my gold, so I need a place to go charge that back up. So I'm going to move over here to safety and rest. Alright, Magician. Search. Alright, rolled double ones so I can pick. I'm going to discover the statue. Here we go. I'm going to hide. I'm successful. And let's see if we get on a roll of 5 stink. We might get a spider here, so we might be able to hack something to bits here with the rogues. Or it might be the imp. We might fight the imp here. So we'll attack him from hidden even. See if I loot anything here. Play. Loot the statue. Nothing. I need a 3 or lower because there's only 3 items here. I could read the runes, but I'm worried about a curse right now, so nothing. Yeah, we need that was a 4, very close. We need a 3, but it got a 6. But at least we found it. Now we can start trying to loot it. Does the imp show up? It didn't. Oh, it did, yes. So we have an imp and a spider. Yikes. Oh, goodness. We have some serious stuff to contend with here. But I can use the transform on the spider. We'll see. This will be a pretty interesting little combat here. Still hang on to it here. Okay. Ended that one. Now we're in the battle here with the Magician and the rogues. First thing I'm going to do, we're hidden so they can't see us. Before we unhide ourselves and before I deploy these guys, I'm going to cast the transform spell on the spider. And hopefully it becomes, the die roll is 4, 5, or 6. So that it becomes something easy for those guys to cut to pieces. Okay, we stay hidden. I'm basically casting it from ambush since I'm only casting it on one monster, so I stay hidden after casting it, and alright, it becomes a squirrel, so we can handle that. And it's fast. Speed of 2. We're all a little slow, but because there's so many of us, we can basically clog the lanes up, like surround it and chop it to bits. I'm going to leave this guy alone so we can surround. This guy can be running around all at once. And we're going to cut up the imp first. And then the great thing about using transform is that when I kill this squirrel, it still counts as the beating the heavy spider for fame and notoriety. So that's the benefit of using that spell. So let's go next. Now you're going to see something we didn't do before. Go to the next round. Okay, we're in round 2. I still don't know what's going on because I did it from hidden, and I'm going to deploy. So I didn't lure it, but now I'm in the deployment stage and I'm going, yeah. You have to click on the sheet, click on the character here, and we're saying, okay, this first one, I'm clicking the box here and I'm saying attack the imp. And then you get to pick the side, as if, you know, you can pick the tactics. That's the thing that I didn't describe before. Like when these flip, it's like you choosing between different chits between your character. That's what these represent. Like when they flip, it's like the rogue also has an L4 chit and a, you know, move chit that's 2 and a move chit that's 4. So they kind of have, you know, each of these counters has basically 2 chits each, you know, or 4. So L4 and M3, M4 and M2. This is for the fight and the movement. And you get to pick when you deploy. So I'm saying, yeah, stay on the first side up because we want that M3 with the sharpness star. And it's faster too, so there's not really a reason to use this slower, lower one here because you get the faster, higher sharpness thing here. So I'm deploying that. And you see here it's taking it off here, and it won't be on my page. He's not attacking me. He has to attack the rogue. So that helps me avoid getting him casting a spell at me. It's coming at my rogue. So that's another great thing of High Rees is that they take the heat away from your magic caster or whoever your character is. Alright, so let's keep deploying here. I'm going to keep attacking this imp. And I want to surround him. And then when it's my turn, I don't think I'm gonna become unhidden here. I am going to let those guys do something here. I don't want to even assign a target here. So now I haven't targeted anything because I want to stay hidden. And then what we're doing is we're going to position these guys. So he's on this lane, and then we'll put him on. No, cancel. I'm going to put him on the lane. This lane here. So we've got that lane covered, this lane covered, this lane covered. So hopefully wherever he ends up, they cut him to bits. Next, Rogue 7 is hit with a curse. See, he's not hitting me. So he tried to cast his, you know, type 8 curse magic on the rogues and they're unaffected by it. And yep, so see, I blocked, I basically, with this battle system, if you have 3 hires, if they reposition, it's one thing, but I clogged the lanes here, so he's trying to run around, and all these guys are hacking away with them weapons, and they kill him. And we get the fame. It's not very good. Notoriety 1, fame 2, but at least we've avoided getting a curse on our magician. And taking care of that. Now we're going to do the same thing here. I'm not going to go to the lure phase. I'm going to assign and deploy each one of these guys on the squirrel, the same thing I did last time. Wherever it says deploy with the red arrow, just click that character sheet, pick the green square, and then pick the creature and the side that you want it to use. And we'll go here. I'm going to skip my attack, and I guess put my attack on it too. We don't need to though. Put him here. Put him down here, and then I'll put my my attack over here, like the L3. This is a knife. Like if you don't have any weapons and you have a fight chit, the rule in the rule book says you're basically pulling out a dagger. So I've got a dagger with a light 3. He's got light vulnerability, even though he's already covered here, but I'll just put it there anyway. Next, yeah, he got completely, they changed position, so let's see what happened here. Rogue 6 missed it. It was too fast. Rogue 7 intercepted and killed it, and then the rest of it didn't happen. Okay. And what's great is we get the fame and notoriety for the spider, as if we beat the spider here. So let's look at the details. Magician gets 3 fame, 3 notoriety for the death of the spider, heavy spider. Okay. So now you're starting to see how the magic and the hiring in combination are really a lot of fun to play in Magic Realm. Okay, let's move on to day 6 here and see where we can get. Alright, so here we go. So this bat would be making my life miserable. I have no armor. He could kill me pretty quickly. I boldly ran out into that area without hiding because I had my 2K phases. I did so because I thought, well, I'll get a spy, and before we even start the first round of combat here, because I have the Melt to Mist already inertly cast on me, all I have to do is play a color chit. It says, okay, I'm going to fatigue. Basically, I've got my magic chart up, and I'm going to just let it burn out. And I'm going to choose the slowest one here, which is my, you can't see it probably very well, but there's the speed 5 type 4. When I hit it, it's like, oh, do you want to energize something? And it's like, yeah, I have this inert one ready, so that's 6 is sitting there, charging there, and I just have to supply it with purple magic. So blast that, and here we go. It's like I've casted the spell again, and it's even before the round even started. And so now, even like trying to run away, I could run away, I guess, but it's like you literally just end combat, and it's over. And so that's how Melt and Mist helps magic users that can cast it get out of trouble really nicely. Alright, let's move the sorcerer up to the Deep Woods and hide, and let's see what the Deep Woods reveals. Ooh, oh, there's the lair. That's where some of that stuff was, right? Let's go to our pilgrim. Wasn't that what we looked at? Lair. Handy gloves, 7 league boots, the good book, which the pilgrim could use. So maybe we can go get something out of there before the dragon shows up. Alright, pilgrim, move to Borderlands 3 and hide. So we're going to try to sneak through and see what's in this. And come on, rest once. Okay. Hide. Okay, this is all working out here. Let's see if I can pull this off. Determined to kill these ghosts here. Just had some bad rolls. Okay, cast a spell. Elven Grace. Spell target. The wizard targets himself. Stayed hidden. Okay, finally. Now we can pull our plan off here. This is what we wanted to do the whole time. So we're staying hidden, we aren't luring. We're going to cast a spell from hidden. It's going to unhide us to target them both, but at least they're on the other sheet for this first attack, so they won't be able to attack me back. And we can target them. This is what we love. Now we're in good standing. Now hopefully, if I don't roll 6s on both of the missile rolls, they'll die. Perfect. Oh, got 5s. So there you go. There's your fiery blast in action. I'm able to target multiple characters. As long as I don't roll a 6, the missile roll doesn't degrade enough. You know, like if it's a 4, it decreases 1. A 3 is, doesn't change. A 2, it raises 1, and a 1, it raises 2. And so it was enough to stay high enough to kill the medium vulnerability. And the ghosts give us what? A little bit of notoriety, right? Yeah. Undercut too, because these were, again, I alerted the magic. So even if these guys would have flipped, because I had an alerted magic here when I hit the alert here, it's a 0 speed. It's like instant. And so even if these guys change tactics in there, that L speed, that's 2. It's really hard to deal with. This 0 is still 2 levels underneath that, so they can flip all they want, and I'm still going to undercut them no matter what lane they end up on. So this is how magic is really fun to use in Magic Realm. Okay, let's see. I'm going to just do 3 searches and a hide. See what kind of stuff I get here. Play all. Handy gloves, yes. That's the M3, I think. Loot the lair. 7 League boots. I got the extra moves. I was telling you about this earlier. Loot the lair again. Crypt of the Night. Okay, that's another treasure site. Let's see what's in there. If we go here to the side, Crypt of the Night has a big, tremendous Bane sword, tremendous armor, and tremendous horse. A tremendous horse would be really useful because you could put objects on it. And if you're riding the horse, when the monsters try to attack you, they actually have to hit the horse first, so it's kind of like having armor. And there's a large treasure in there. Alright. Problem with the Crypt of the Night is that you can get cursed when you try to loot it, so there's a risk there. Alright, that was great. If we go here, yeah, M3, what's my best fight? Yeah, I only have like an L3 fight. Can't even carry a medium weapon, and so by adding that, I can carry a medium weapon like a broadsword, and it's a speed of 3, which is great. And then this, when I equip this next round, tremendous 5, great for carrying anything, and an extra move, so I'll have a 5th action for moving. That'll make me move across here faster. So this is where the treasure part, the sandbox part of Magic Realm is starting to show itself here when you successfully loot treasure, and it changes the dynamic of your character. Let's see. Small blessing. Let's see if I can get something special here. Wish I were Ultra. Okay, so I rolled a double 1. This is cool. I'm so glad you get to see this. So I got a double 1. This is super rare. Usually I have to get the lucky charm where I only use 1 dice, or the magic wand so I can control the red dice. Somehow I lucked out here where I got the double 1. Check this out. I can basically go anywhere. And what I want is, I want the good book. I probably should loot that because I think I want the good book from that, and I give it to the pilgrim. I'll get him near the. This will get us close enough that we could do it. Don't want to put him in danger. I don't think the ghosts are going to show up for one more round, so teleport next, and you see whoosh, he just jumps from here to here. That's such a great. You can imagine with that magic wand or the lucky charm together, that that blessing is just like cause harm hit. You can fly anywhere you want. You can heal yourself. I mean, that would make this guy invincible practically. It just depends on the stuff you find. Alright, so wow, and it's his turn. Let's move in here and hide twice. Or should I actually, let's prepare my magic here. Let's do the standard rest and charge. So he's ready for when that shows up here. And oh, there's ghosts. I'm gonna get blocked. I could kill one of them, but I didn't plan that out. So I move and I'm blocked. We're gonna have might lose our pilgrim now. Okay, well, I don't think I can run. Yeah. I mean, if I was able to. Let's see, I have one chance here. We'll try to just maybe it'll give me peace. But if it doesn't, they can still hit me. Is it better to try to hit one with my harm? This could get me out of trouble. Well, let's just do it. Let's just attack. This might be the bad choice here. M3 beating it on speed. M4 hopefully. So I'm undercutting this ghost here with the speed if he doesn't flip, so it'll definitely kill him. The only fear is that at least he has to line up if he's gonna hit me, but it'll kill me. If it's H, if he flips, at least it's only an L, which would only hurt me a little bit. So let's see how lucky I am. Alright, oh, it worked out. So he missed me, he didn't flip, he didn't, and because we're the same speed, move, and attack-wise, he has to line up. He didn't. He didn't move. If he would have moved, because he didn't flip, I still would have undercut him. So we got one solid kill here, which removes my harm. Let's see. Now now I'm in some danger though, because he hasn't flipped, and if he hits me with a heavy 4, we're gonna be doomed. So I'm wondering how much I can do here. This is where like this character he'd be very delicate with the pilgrim. If I would have found him a weapon or something, because he's got that medium vulnerability, you can put some armor and a weapon on him, it wouldn't be a problem. But do I cast a spell in the hopes that I get, he'll still get to take a hit at me while I'm casting a spell. So let's just, he's got a medium, so I guess I'm going to see if I can beat him. Hit him. M3 and M4. So he at least has to line up, and if he lines up I hit him first. But if he hits me at all, because I've got this 4 speed, hopefully I hit him first with that 3 and undercut him, because if he hits me at all with that H, since I medium, I die. There's not even wounding shit. So here we go. Okay. He flipped. Interesting. This is weird. Oh, because he flipped, I didn't undercut him. So at least he's doing light damage. I might survive this now. Heavy 4. Okay, we'll wound that one. Wound the magic. That's something I can spare. Okay, we're gonna duke it out intercept wise, because I can't beat him on speed now. Ooh, I got this M2. I didn't think about that. It's still have to intercept him though. So it's better if I don't even spend an effort chit. Yeah, it's not even gonna matter now. Now it's just, now he's gonna hurt me anyway. So no effort chits. Here we go. Got him. Whew. Boy, did I luck out there. Did I luck out on that one. This M fight chit lifts this L to an M, which is enough to kill him. I'm not quite sure. It's probably the reach, because he has a 0 reach, I think, because of the reach. Because we matched. He was actually faster than my move, so it had to have been the reach of the staff hitting him before he could hit me is the only reason why I was able to win that conflict. Because an H4 hitting me would have, because he flipped back, what should have killed me. So look at that. Intercepted, kill the ghost. I wonder, let's see, does it say here? Yeah, length of 9. Beat him on the length here. Length of 0 versus 9, because we matched on speed, so I got lucky with the reach. But it's something. Alright, sorcerer, let's get back up here. Hide. Get ready to take on the octopus here. Cast a spell. Let's see if I can get him back to his harm. His tremendous. Stay hidden, and I wish I were elsewhere. Wow, I rolled double 1s again. What a trip. Alright, yeah, let's go. Let's get him near the... Can I put him? I'll put him here so he's closer to the wizard. Dang, this is really neat. You can control that better. Alright, so yeah, he teleported. That's such a cool thing. And the sorcerer, we want to do 2 hides, an alert, and a move. And I still haven't activated those yet. I'm going to keep forgetting that. Okay, Pilgrim, move to Alpha Valley, high 5, move to Deep Woods, hide. 5. Does it bring anything here? Everybody's up here. We have to charge our gold, because even though we're in this clearing, we're not going to take it with us there. We'll have to fight the goblins next round. Sorcerer hide, alert the type 4 down to 0 speed, and we're going to see if we can make a mess of this octopus here. Okay, end. Alright. Can I transform this octopus into something less dangerous than an octopus? Stay hidden, and he becomes a frog. Awesome. Okay, this is going to be a bit overkill, but I don't care. Cast a spell, fiery blast at 0. He's going to murder this frog no matter what missile roll is. Undiscovered. That's funny. Decreased 1 level, alright. That's great. Killed the octopus. And he's out of the way now. I can start. I want to do it to this giant too. I really got to get over here where the pool is. And let's see if the wizard, does he hide? Successfully alerts the type 4. And alright, we're going to get a bunch of combat here. A bunch of magical combat. Ooh, we got more goblins, more than the initial pack. Okay, well this is going to be exciting. Hopefully I don't get revealed when I cast my... look at this stack of monsters on my wizard here. As long as I can cast the Elven Grace without becoming unhidden, this should be pretty spectacular. Okay, I stay hidden. Here we go. So this is going to be victory point crazy here if I can get some of these. It's because I'm ambushing them, so I get to hit them all once before they get to even pay attention to me. Fiery blast, speed of 0, so I'm going to undercut all of these speed of 3, their movement. And spell targets, target them all. This is the beauty of fiery blast or any of these multi-spells. The magic users have this immense power. Alright, wizard, let's see what you got. Okay, that line. Next, and we just have to target one of them. And let's see, out of, how many do we have here? 12? Yeah, 12 goblins. Here we go. So they're all going to get missile rolls. Next. Woof. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that advancement here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Missed one. 5, 6, 7, 8. Next. Okay. Whoa. So there's 4 left here. Look at all that advancement. Jeez. And now, thankfully, I wouldn't be able to run from these guys. I might be able to run from these ones, but these ones at 3 I couldn't as the wizard. But that's why we have to make sure we get the Elven Grace first, so that I can get that move. And I escaped. What a wonderful result. Play all. Come on, good book. Ah, we got it. Got the good book on a roll of 3. So I'm going to give that to the Pilgrim so he can get into that. Okay, before we do anything, can I trade with... Here we go. Now I'm going to add the good book to him. I'm just adding this. He's not offering anything back. I imagine I could give the gold if I wanted to, so I could get the sorcerer to buy something more useful for him. But we'll just do that. Now, if I have the Pilgrim, if I go here and activate this,
I should have done 4 searches actually. Now if I do a search, I can actually read the book. Premonition, learn and awaken. Choose when your move is executed. Did I learn it? Learn, yes. Because he has type 1 chits, he can learn it. And so there we go, we've added a spell. Now this is a gray one though, we don't have this. Interesting, it's from the good book, but this wasn't a type 1 or white magic. I wonder why that was in there. Usually it's not how that works. Play all, I just want to read the book. Control bats, oh there we go. That's useful, I can use that. Learn that one. Peace, cannot attack until attacked. Also, learn that one. One more. Make whole, which is okay. I can at least heal myself without depending on the die roll. I didn't learn it though. Interesting. 15 gold. So where do we have here? Okay, control bats and peace. I still got to learn the other spell, so I'm going to go back to the book in a little while. Make whole, learned. Oh, cursed. Now I gotta go get the... Learn and awaken, nothing. Seems like I missed a spell. There should be one more spell. Oh no, that's all of them, huh? That's all of them. Cast a spell. Small blessing. Use this with the magic here. Using the book now, so I don't have to fatigue the other chit. Wish for strength. Okay, here we go. Got my harm back. Fantastic. Okay, I jumped ahead more in the video, and I am at a point where I have the magician now, where he has a few artifacts. He has learned a lot of spells. I found got the Scroll of Nature from the Rogues, and I found the Black Book with the Bashkars. Got the extra search magic spectacles. Got slippers so I can run real fast. This is like escape city here. And let's see the spells that I learned here. I had these 3, and I learned from the Scroll of Nature, Prophecy, See Hidden Signs, Illusion, and Stones Fly. I haven't used this yet. This is like Fiery Blast. It's not as dangerous, but I can still attack multiple targets. And then I also have this Talk to Wise Bird, which was from a different artifact that I trade. It was the other type 2. I think it's the Skull. If we go to the Rogues here, it was the maybe the Eye of the Idol. Yeah, that was the type 2 spell I learned from that. And then the Black Book, we go here. I've been able to use this in combination with black to cast black magic. The type 6 and type 4 cast purple magic, and the Scroll of Nature with my type 2 enchanted, I'm able to cast gray magic. And so now we have a really versatile magician here. This is when his game starts to really shine, is when you get a few artifacts and learn a few spells. He starts to be the most versatile spellcaster. Because look at all these. I have purple, gray, purple, gold, black. One black. I got a broomstick, so I can fly. Got to deal with goblins. Very cool character now. And what I'm going to do is I'm in a battle, and I wanted to show you how you know, I could try to hit all these guys with Stones Fly, but I thought I would cast Deal with Goblins here. Let's see. I might not be able to because the fame is low, but let's see. Cast Deal with Goblins and see if I can. All valid targets are selected. There they are. Next. And hit next. And now it says I can end the combat because they are neutral with me now instead of my enemy. And I wonder if that lasts. It says day spell, so I wonder if it also has this locked up here. I wonder if this is like the melt into mist, if this stays locked into this after we get to the morning. Let's see what happens.
So let's go check the magician now. Oh yeah, he has this here. It appears that I am now friends with the goblins. That'll be interesting. I don't have enough gold to hire them. Okay, let's see what we get here. Let's see if we can pull this off. I went and removed my curse with my fame, so maybe that was why they didn't allow me to hire him last time. So let's do this. I want to hire all these sword goblins. I got like this heavy with a star, so that'd be tremendous hits. I could, very valuable team. Yeah, I'll buy the drinks. You can hire the sword goblins for 24 gold. Yes, I will. Can I hire the spear goblins? Probably not that great. Let's hire the axe goblins. No deal. Let's try again. Axe goblins. Yes, 4 gold. Alright, I've got a pretty good team of goblins here, just only missing one. Oh, nothing showed up in the ruins. Okay, magician, let's see this action here. Move to woods, move to the caves. My team of sword and axe goblins should be pretty fun. Alright, wow. Look at all those goblins against that bat. How many things should I deploy on it here? That one, probably don't need that many. Just enough to surround it on all lanes. Jeez, all these tremendous hits. This is like, this team of goblins is the best team yet. Alright. Put some of you guys in different positions here. Tremendous there, tremendous there. 2 on the top, in the middle. Okay, put you here. Yeah. Nowhere to escape. Giant bat doomed. Magician seeming pretty hot right now. Let's see. And oh, that first one was successful. Hopefully that gives you enough of a sense of how the magic works in Magic Realm, and how the UI works for hiring, how the deployment works, the UI in the combat, and the way that you can use the daily combat, bringing up the combat every night to cast spells on yourself. Hopefully you have a better understanding how you charge magic, how you have to combine a type and a color chit, and how you alert magic so that it can also, like the weapons, you can beat the monsters on speed and undercut them versus trying to intercept them. Thanks for tuning in, and the next video we're going to do a playthrough with Tabletop Simulator. So we're going to move from Realmspeak over to manually playing this game instead of letting Realmspeak run all this automatically for us. We're going to do a setup as if we're setting it up on a table and laying the chits out and trying to do a 28-day playthrough with the Sorcerer. Alright, until then, I'll see you later, and thanks for tuning in.